Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance Tickling. Construction in the Magic City began on Monday for the next phase of the ongoing flood control project. MI6, a part of the Mouse River Enhanced Flood Protection Project, has been in the works since 2011. The project spans from Main Street north in the downtown area of Minot, ending in Roosevelt Park. This phase of the project will be getting sections of Minot out of flood zones. The plan is to establish a new 24-inch sanitary sewer, as well as install a new pump station near the Roosevelt Pool and new levees that go over to 3rd Street. Jason Torreson, Utilities Director for the City of Minot, says that this project is important for establishing a new regulated floodplain.
Historically, Minot hasn't had a floodplain. You know, the floodplain is basically the water stays within the existing river channel. So after the flood of 2011, FEMA has gone back and they've reviewed hydrology and of the system. So there's going to be a new regulated floodplain.
MI6 is scheduled to be completely finished sometime next year. The Keystone Pipeline was shut down Tuesday morning after it ruptured. According to Bill Seuss, the spill investigative program manager for the North Dakota Department of Environmental Quality, an employee working at the site near Florence heard a mechanical bang and shut down the pipeline within just about 2 minutes. Oil then surfaced about 300 yards south of the pump station in a field roughly 60 miles southwest of Fargo. Emergency personnel responded and found that no people or structures have been affected by the spill, but a nearby stream was blocked off as a precaution. Seuss went on to say that although it's not clear at what rate the 30-inch pipe was flowing, but even in 2 minutes, it's going to have a fairly good volume, but that we've had much bigger spills. After the spill, the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration is responsible for investigating the root cause of the issue and any lack of compliance. That agency lost several senior-level executives earlier this year as part of President Trump's federal cuts. Also, a Dickinson man is in custody after a 2-hour standoff with law enforcement at an apartment building. According to Dickinson police, just before 9 a.m. last Friday, they received a report that a man was attacked by another man armed with a hammer near the 2700 block of 6th Avenue West. Police were able to identify the suspect as 47-year-old Shane Lee Haberman, who had already had several active felony warrants for his arrest, and tracked him to his apartment. Haberman refused to come out and surrender himself. As officers gathered at the apartment, there were indications that a female occupant was also inside with him and was possible being held against her will. Police managed to obtain a search warrant for the apartment and a tactical unit. Plus, crisis negotiators were activated. As a precaution, 2 nearby schools were put on a soft lockdown while the standoff unfolded. At roughly 11:10 a.m., Haberman and 2 other occupants exited the apartment without further incident. Haberman is being charged with felonious restraint and aggravated assault on top of previous warrants for violating his probation on a prior possession with intent to deliver methamphetamine charge. Here's Andre with a quick check of your forecast.
Well, thank you so much, Chance. And looking here in Bismarck, we are starting our day out with 37 degrees here as far as our temperature, and our winds are out of the west at 6 miles per hour, and we're also seeing those mainly clear conditions for right now. But however, these clouds will start to increase here very, very soon. Now, looking at Minot, another spectacular start to our day here, and temperatures are at 43 degrees, and the winds are out of the west-southwest at 15 miles per hour. But as we head over into our current storm team radar, we are continuing to see those mainly sunny to partly cloudy conditions now in our north and western areas. And these clouds are just going to continue to pivot its way towards the south and east and increase in coverage. So that's something we're going to be watching throughout the day. And as far as our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 30s and 40s. And these temperatures here are about 5 to 15 degrees warmer than what we were seeing this time yesterday. So it is quite a warm and good start to our day. Now, our winds, however, are out of the west, about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and these winds are expected to increase throughout the day today, and that is the reason why we are going to be seeing that is because this area of low pressure here and this area of high pressure will be so close together, and when that occurs, that allows for the winds to kick up in the atmosphere, and that could pose a threat for some fire concerns, and I'm about to show you where exactly in just a second. Now, our area of high pressure will will be moving its way towards the east over time, but before that, we're going to see the chances of maybe some showers and isolated thunderstorms here for our Wednesday. But once we get into our Thursday and Friday, this area of high pressure will move into full glory, and that will allow for us to warm up and also see so much more sunshine. Now, we do have those red flag warnings in effect for our southwestern counties during this afternoon into the evening hours, and this is the areas, especially here in Dickinson, where we do not need to burn anything outdoors. Do not do any sort of yard work that may ignite some fires. Also, make sure that you are disposing of those flammable objects properly. In the event of a fire, please call 911 immediately. Now, this is where we see a moderate to near high threat for those fire dangers throughout the day. So again, make sure that you are taking it slow and steady when it comes to burning anything. Now, our wind gusts will be increasing throughout the day today, around 20 to 40 miles per hour as we get into the afternoon. But once we get into the evening and overnight hours, that's where those wind gusts will start to subside. Now, looking at our precision cast, we're going to be seeing the chances of showers and maybe some isolated thunderstorms developing here. Now, this is starting at 4 o'clock here in the northwestern portions of our viewing area. That's where we're going to start seeing some scattered shower development. But once we get into around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, that's where we could see some of those isolated thunderstorms, especially in our western area. So that's something to keep in mind. But once we get into the overnight hours around 2 o'clock, that's where those conditions will start to improve. Now, our highs for today will mainly be in the 60s, which means guess what? Our spring meter will be at a level 4 for today, and throughout the entire viewing area, again, we will see those temperatures climb up into the 50s and the 60s, and from normal, this is about 5 to 15 degrees above normal, so it's going to be a really warm day. And once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop on down into the 30s, and over the next several days, we will continue to see the warm up lasting into our Friday and Saturday, where we will see those temperatures increase into the low 70s, and we will see conditions cool down as we get into our Sunday with those cloudy conditions here in Williston. And that same thing goes for Dickinson as well, with upper 40s for our Sunday. For Minot, we will continue to warm through our Saturday, then cooling down as we get into our Sunday and Monday. And that same thing goes for here with Bismarck, with those cloudy conditions increasing. So Chance, the spring type pattern is in full force right now.
That sounds good. All right, Andre, thank you so much. For everyone here at KX News, I'm Chance Sticklin. Have a great day.